Is it time?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Is it officially showtime 2025?
I believe it is.
A new season of the Maney LauRen Morning Show in your face?
That's it. Raise the curtain.
Yeah, here we go. It's showtime, baby. Welcome to a new year. And hopefully you enjoyed some of our favorite moments from 2024 while we were off for 2 weeks, recharging our batteries.
I ran into a couple people who were a little upset with us.
Yeah, I know. I saw a couple DMs and people were a little upset. They're like, when are you coming back?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the way the calendar shook out, like Christmas and New Year's were right in the middle of the week, so we just took off 2 weeks. Like we normally take off 2 weeks. It's what we do. But we need to get a song to get us in the mood for 2025.
A 2025 song?
Yes. People were freaked out because WTF is how we started the new year. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And it was fine.
Yeah, everything was fine.
Wow.
But I think we need to be ready, and we're going to go back for a song to get us in the mood for the new year and to start the week right. You ready to go? Let's do it. Right?
Yeah.
Why don't you get up and do it
I
during
only
the song?
remember like half of like a couple 8 counts.
Okay.
That was a long time ago.
Yes,
but I was like,
Republica, ready
gosh,
to go.
when did this come out? And I looked it up and I was like, geez, that was even before I cheered.
It was a song from the 90s, but I was trying to think of songs with the word ready in it, you know, like, hey, we're ready for the year, you know, and that that came up in our song list. So anyway, yes, welcome to 2025. It is the Maney LauRen Morning Show. Everybody is here and we're ready to do we got brand new War of the Roses for you at 7:50. We've got a really cool contest happening. And we were off for so long, they actually started it without us. It's called Music and Margaritas. So here's the thing. There's nothing better than live music, and there's nothing better than margaritas. So we're putting them both together, LauRen.
Absolutely. So we want to give you tickets to Love and Life Music Fest. And then those people will be qualified to win a flyaway to any Margaritaville in the U.S.
That's right. And there's a bunch of them. LauRen counted them up.
There's one in Florida. I was just in Florida. The weather was beautiful in December and January. Just saying.
So that's happening at 8 a.m. this morning, and we'll be doing this for like the entire month of January. We're going to be giving away tons of tickets to the Love and Life Music Festival, which is happening first weekend in May. We already have some people signed up to perform there, and our big boss told us before we left to expect another big name or two to jump on for the Love and Life Music Festival. But I know Gwen Stefani's performing, Dave Matthews is going to be there. And it's happening the first weekend in May. And, of course, everybody who went last year loved it, and everybody who didn't go had FOMO. So your shot to win 8 a.m. this morning. LauRen, I got to say, I, once again, just like last year, had to do a minor surgery over the holiday. It was an elective surgery. So I kind of laid low for 2 weeks and just sat around the house, did small things, and I have tons of stories to share with you. But
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Great. It's everything went well. But I watched your social media, and I got to say, it was giving me anxiety.
Well, if you follow me on social media at all of the F words,
you'd be exhausted like me.
You probably would. I had been in a dead sprint from Thanksgiving all the way, I would say, up until like the 28th of December. And on the 29th, I went down to Florida to my mom's house with my kids and my family, and I just chilled.
Yeah.
But even down there, like, I saw friends. We went to the beach.
And it's exhausting.
And we still ran around.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Like, Amanda straight up, my wife, at some point was like, yo, LauRen is just like everywhere.
Tell her to sit down.
She's in Atlanta. She's home. She's in Florida. She's home. She's back out again.
And I got all my Christmas decorations down yesterday, or not yesterday, but the day before.
Yeah, she said that too. She's like, LauRen took down the big tree.
Yep.
So much has happened in 2024. And so much happened right towards the end, LauRen, before we went on our break. we did the Santa hotline where kids called and told Santa what they wanted for the holidays. Santa always gives us the password so we can play the voicemails on the radio. He loves that. And one of the calls that we got was from this cute little girl.
This year, I really want my friends to move back from Myrtle Beach, Santa.
She really wants her friends to move back from Myrtle Beach, Santa.
That was her only request. A lot of kids wanted toys. A lot of kids wanted to have all sorts of electronics.
Yeah.
This little girl just wanted her friend to move back from Myrtle Beach. And when we played that live on the radio, the Santa hotline, we were like, that might not be something Santa can control.
Right. That's kind of a tall order for Santa.
Well, we got an email on December 30th from Stephanie. And it says, Maney and LauRen, we wanted to reach out to let you know the sweetest news. The day you aired our daughter's Santa request for her friends to move home from Myrtle Beach, we found out they would, in fact, be moving back to the area.
Get out of here.
And they finally arrived. Santa heard her request. What a blessing. Merry Christmas. That's from Stephanie.
You know, right before we left on vacation, too, we talked about speaking things into existence. Bang.
She did it. She did it. Her little daughter. I mean, what are the chances? Now, maybe the wheels were kind of in motion, and the little girl got wind of it, and she was like, "I really want it to happen." But I mean, she said the day that you aired the Santa request, her friends moved home from Myrtle Beach, and they would be moving back to the area. Lots of people do that. Lots of people tend to go down to Myrtle Beach, and they realize it's a vacation spot.
Right.
You know. And it's better to vacation and visit Myrtle Beach than it is to live in Myrtle Beach.
I don't know. I think anywhere with a beach I could live in.
Yeah, well, I heard you scared the crap out of everybody on the beach over the break. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that and so much more. The Globes were last night. We'll get into some of those winners. And we got just a ton to do today. Where's the time going to go? LauRen, the Mega Millions jackpot was over $1 billion. Did you play?
No, you know I never play.
Which is crazy because your grandma loved it. And your grandma had tickets all over her house.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's why I have like an adverse reaction to it, because she used to make me go down to the gas station and play her numbers.
Yeah.
So I would have to go down and play like 222, 912 boxed and squared, like all of the things.
Yeah. So I right before Christmas, my wife sent me out to go get scratch-offs because we were hosting everybody at our house for Christmas. And she said, go get scratch-offs and we'll give scratch-offs to everybody. And then also while you're there, buy some Mega Million tickets. I was like, all right. So I went in. And by the way, Mega Millions tickets are going to go from like, I think $2 or $3 to $5 in April. So the jackpots
that's it. I'm out.
The jackpots are just going to get bigger, but you're spending more to get that jackpot.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Anywho, I go in, and I don't do this often either. So I go into the gas station and I tell the woman, and she's got a thick accent, so already like I'm struggling right off the bat, and it's loud in there. I'm trying to listen. I will say the gas station was playing Kiss, which distracted me even more. And as I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So I say, can I get 5 Mega Millions tickets? And she's like, do you machine pick? Yeah, have the machine pick them. Quick picks. Picks them. And then I was like, now I need these, and there's different scratch offs, and you do them by numbers, like number 1, number 5. There's different games, but you don't tell them the game. I didn't know that. I go, can I get 5 holiday scratchers and 6 of the stocking stuffers? And she's like, what's the number? I was like, what do you mean? Have the machine, they're scratch offs. What do you mean, what's the number? Meanwhile, the line is just building up behind me.
People are like, hey, buddy, just tell her the number of the card.
I go, card number 8, card number 16. It took me 3 minutes to figure that out. So now I'm at the counter for 4 minutes. Next thing you know, she gives me too many. She's like, and
what's the problem?
I'm paying $104 in scratch offs is the problem. I was like, no. 5 of these, 4 of these. There's 9 people that I need for scratch offs. And she was like dumbfounded. And then in order to go back and cancel it, took another 5 minutes. And the line built even more. When I tell
People
you,
hated you.
The guy behind me, the nice old man behind me goes, you got a better shot of winning than you do getting this right. I go, I think you're right. I turn around, I finally make it get everything figured out. She gives me cash back. I mean, I spent $200 in scratch-offs. I don't know what happened. I got
I blacked out.
I got $150 back in cash. So I walk back to the...
Goodness gracious.
I walk to go get out of the gas station, LauRen. The line is all the way to the door. People are giving me the death stare as I'm walking out. And then I hear the next person, and the next person's like, the older guy, he was like, just this. It's like, must be nice. Now the line's going to start moving. But if you don't know what you're doing, I mean, it gets confusing. And then she picked the wrong amount. And I'm like, I can't go home and tell my wife about $200 worth of scratch-offs.
No.
Who does that? Not me.
There's actually a lot of people who do that.
Yeah, the Globes were last night. And
I saw you and your wife had a little watch party.
Yeah, we did. My wife loves the Globe. She loves the fashion, so she starts watching. She found a pre-show on like the Roku channel that started at 5. Because, the E show starts their red carpet at 6. The show starts at 8.
Right.
So E does 2 hours of red carpet. That's plenty.
Who's walking the red carpet at 5?
Right? It was like, here's Timothy Chalamet's landscaper.
Right.
Hey, how do you mow Timothy's lawn? Do you short or how does he like it?
Shaggy.
Yeah. Coming up, look at this. It's Ariana Grande's left eyebrow, not the right. She handles the left eyebrow. She's a left eyebrow specialist. The Brutalist won Best Picture last night, by the way. And Demi Moore won. She won for the show that she's on. I can't keep up. I forget. But
I love Demi.
Yeah, Demi, she did great. Here is, this is the movie that she was in. She won Best Actress. Here she is.
30 years ago, I had a producer tell me that I was a popcorn actress. And at that time, I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have, that I could do movies that were successful, that made a lot of money, but that I couldn't be acknowledged. And I bought in, and I believed that. And that corroded me over time to the point where I thought a few years ago that maybe this was it. Maybe I was complete. Maybe I've done what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, and she looked great, by the way, last night, Demi Moore.
Mm-hmm.
The Substance is the movie that she was in that she won for. Nikki Glaser hosted. She did awesome. She did a great joke about Timothy Chalamet with the help of Adam Sandler.
And can I just say, you have the most gorgeous eyelashes on your upper lip. I think this is just such a good look. I love you. Actually, your name sounds like something Adam Sandler would say. Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet. Oh, yes, Timothy Chalamet. I think Sandler's here. Sandler, can I get a Chalamet? Hey, Chalamet. Oh, Chalamet. A good Chalamet to you, sir. A Chalamet to you.
That was funny.
So much has already happened in the first half, and the acceptance speeches have been on fire. Who got shouted out the most? Let's look at the numbers. All right, cast and crew are leading the way with 11 mentions. Moms are holding strong with 3 shout-outs.
It's pretty funny.
God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions.
Which is crazy because in sports, God always gets the first mention when they talk to an athlete or an MVP.
And Mario Lopez, host of Access Hollywood, 1.
That is true.
Right.
I think it was Kieran McCulkey who got up.
Did shots with,
I did a shot of tequila.
tequila.
And then lastly, Nikki Glaser did this funny bit where she was singing. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I saw she did do a couple jokes that didn't hit, too, with Hollywood about Diddy and,
Yeah. I mean, she did a lot. We can't do the whole thing, but I thought overall she did great.
You will be...
This is about the Pope show.
Popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll teach you some Catholic prayers. Oh, sorry, what? Wait, this sucks? Wait, this whole thing sucks? I'm embarrassing myself in front of Elton John?
Okay, let's skip to the next song, the TV one about the penguin, the insane in the penguin.
And she's pretending to talk to somebody in her ear, and she's going, wait, nobody pronounces penguin that way? Well, how do you pronounce it? And then Elton John got up, and, there's been a lot of talk about his vision not being great anymore. He had an eye issue, and he gets up, and he's like, I just want everybody to know that I don't have any eye issues, and here I am with Rihanna, and it wasn't Rihanna that was next to him.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So overall, good show. The Globes, they say it's a precursor for who's going to win at the Academy Awards, so we'll see if that holds true. It's Maney and LauRen. I always just like to see who's talking to who during breaks at the tables and stuff. Yeah, it's always fun. A lot of things happened around Charlotte while we were off, LauRen, including the Duke Mayo Bowl. And did you see who the Duke mascot was?
I did see that there was a big reveal at the end. However, I was not watching at that point because I'm a Virginia Tech fan and the Hokies lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Duke Mayo mascot was none other than Flavor Flav.
God, how old is Flavor Flav now?
160, I think. Geez, I don't know. Flavor Flav's been around a long time. I used to go when I worked
Yeah, boy.
from Public Enemy. I used to go to the American Music Awards all the time when I was living in California. The radio station would send me out there, and I remember interviewing Flavor Flav because he was doing like Flavor of Love on VH1, and this was like 2006, So that was one thing that was on the radar. The other thing that's on everybody's radar is all of a sudden the Panthers looked great yesterday. Bryce Young looks like now he's the quarterback of the future, where a couple months ago, everybody was ready to ship him off into a Mayflower moving truck and get him out of town.
I mean, sometimes you got to pull the rug out from someone to, get him back in, right?
I thought yesterday, whoever was doing the game, as they beat the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons, and knocked them out of the playoffs, actually. But they mentioned a couple times that he made throws yesterday that he wouldn't even have tried to make, a year ago or earlier in the season. And they're like, the game just slowed down for him a little bit.
Or did he just figure out, I have nothing to lose. They've already taken it from me once. So I might have, you know what I mean? I mean, I hate to say it like that, but if someone, you might be a little bit more, have a little bit more finesse on the field, be a little bit more loose. If hey, it's already been gone once, so I might as well do it and see if it goes away again.
What the hell do I have to lose? There's a lot less Tepper hate out there now, though, because all of a sudden it looks like that trade with Chicago wasn't so bad. Caleb Williams, who the Bears drafted with that number 1 pick that we gave them, honestly, at this point, I'd rather have Bryce Young as my quarterback. That's how good he looked over the last couple weeks. So good for the Panthers, good for him. And then, of course, all eyes are on this weekend. I know there's winter weather in the mountains now. You guys always get winter weather, but Charlotte hasn't gotten any snow or anything in almost 1,000 days or something like that. But
no, are we getting snow?
Yeah, supposedly this weekend.
Like real snow? Because we did get a little flurry thing here last year.
Yeah, they're saying there's a possibility of 1 inch to 3 inches of snow this weekend, depending on where you are. I live in Waxhaw, and you live in the Ballantyne area, which is south of the city. So a lot of times we get less than what Huntersville gets, or even Concord. So who knows? We'll see. But all eyes are on that, as the pattern is there, as the weather experts like to say, for some winter weather coming this week, and it's going to be kind of cold. So back to Florida with you.
What flight can I book for this weekend?
Back to Florida with you, LauRen. So today is January 6, 2025, LauRen, and it's a special day.
Oh, is it a special day? It's a day that you'll remember if you have to go through this. But it is National Divorce Day. Happy Divorce Day. So people tend to put off their breakups, obviously, through the holidays. So January is the month that people get dumped the most out of any other month of the year. And the first working Monday of the year tops any other day of the year for breakups and divorces.
Like filings?
Yes. So a 2020 study found Google searches for things like quickie divorces were up. We're up more than any other month in January.
Murder partner, did that top the Google searches?
No. But this might be a good day to, like, I don't know, throw out a random compliment or do something nice for your partner today.
Should we not run a brand new War of the Roses, the first of the new year, later on this morning in honor of National Breakup Day?
No, I think it's more
apropos, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, is there anyone out there who is going to be part of National Breakup Day? Whether you're getting divorced or you're breaking up with someone, 704-570-9595. I mean, maybe you didn't even know that it was National Breakup Day, quote unquote. Maybe you just thought to yourself, I'm going to get through the holidays. And then the first Monday after the holidays when everybody starts getting back into the swing, like you just said, and maybe in your brain you were just like, that'll be a good time for me to kind of end this relationship or file these divorce papers.
I'm sure that's how it started, right? Like everyone just said like, oh, I'll put it off. And then as soon as we go back to work, like I'm just going to cut the cord.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't happen this year. Maybe it happened in years past. We'd love to hear from you. It is National Breakup Day. LauRen just notified us. January 6th.
Yeah. It is the day of the year that the most people break up or file for divorce.
So we were wondering if anybody is doing that. Sandy is on hold. She said she was going to do it, but then she changed her mind, right, Sandy?
Hey, guys. Yeah. So he said he had something important to tell me, and he just expressed how happy he was and how he loves me.
Ooh.
That was his first time saying it, and I was like, oh, my gosh, I cannot do this right now. Sharing his, soul with me about how happy he is and he loves me. I couldn't do it. I had to wait. I was sensitive for his feelings.
So at that point when he's like, we have to talk, you're probably like, oh, great. He's going to do this for me. I don't have to break his heart. And then he's like, I'm so in love with you.
We both were like, we have something important to say. I was like, you go first. And I was like, no, let me go first. Oh. I let him go first. And I was like, crap, I should have gone first.
Oh.
That is awesome. How long did you date for before you broke up with him after that?
It was another couple months.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Sandy. Thanks for the call. We got a text message from a divorce attorney who said, indeed, it is true. I'm going back to work today, and I'm regretting the grind that I'm going to have. But
it's going to be a long day for you, sir.
Yeah, it does help your living, I'm sure. A day like today. You planned that vacation yet with the money you're going to make from today if you're a divorce attorney? Someone said, I didn't know it was National Breakup Day. I'm celebrating, counting down the days till my divorce is finalized.
There you go.
Someone says, I legit waited through the holidays. I did not want to break up with her. I've been dating her for about 8 months, and I was actually planning on doing it today. I had no idea that it was an official day, but even more of a reason to do it.
Oh, so you are going to do it today. Maybe they'll expect it because it's today.
And then somebody texted in and said, me and my boyfriend had a huge argument last night. I'm not sure how today's going to go. So it might be a breakup after all. All right, LauRen, you were so busy on our break. I mean, I told you earlier this morning I was looking at your Insta stories and following you on socials, and I would have to take a break just from following your stories.
Okay,
you're
that's
here,
dramatic.
you're there. No, I mean, you were everywhere.
Yeah.
You were down in Florida, and you scared the crap out of everybody on the beach.
I did.
Let's find out why next. Great. Now every time I hear this song, I think Hanukkah is hot. Which, by the way, we had so many requests for Hanukkah is hot that we put it up on our podcast. Snoop Dogg's Hanukkah is hot song, is our answer to Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song. Anyway, LauRen, over the holiday, you were in Florida.
I was. And if you follow me on social media, you may have already seen this, but I scared the crap out of everyone on the beach.
What'd you do?
I personally did not do anything. There was a few of those after this happened. But I am a big stand-up paddleboarder. And anytime I go to my mom's house, I have an inflatable board. I take it with me. And I had my kids out on the paddleboard. I let my husband go out on the paddleboard. I was out on the paddleboard. And when we were done, I put the paddleboard up on the beach behind our little tent.
Okay.
And about 20 minutes later, I hear an explosion behind me. And then that followed.
Oh, my God.
Okay. And I turn around and I realized that my inflatable paddleboard has popped. And every single person on the beach has now stopped what they're doing. And they are looking around to see where this explosion noise has come from.
My gosh. I mean, did it sound like a gunshot or like,
It did.
Yeah.
It really did. And it happened right behind me. So like it was louder probably for me.
Ooh.
But everything on the water and at the beach, it like ricochets,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So it goes farther than you would typically think.
Did it scare you?
I knew what it was from the noise because it's not the first time it's happened with that
Right.
board. I guess my mom had a problem with it a couple months ago.
Okay.
But now I'm sitting on the beach going, now everybody thinks that I'm like this noveltist stand-up paddleboarder, and I'm actually a very experienced paddleboarder. And now I'm telling the people around me, the board was inflated properly, just under the recommended PSI.
Right, because you're lucky it didn't happen in the water.
Yes, but people were like, well, maybe it was because it was on the beach. I'm like, it's 75 degrees out. Like, if it's 110, I
Yeah.
could see maybe it expanding.
Yeah.
But that should not happen after 20 minutes on the beach.
I got an air compressor for Christmas a couple years ago, and one summer I filled up my son's tires, and like all the kids in the neighborhood, I was filling up tires like crazy, and I heard like this huge explosion. And it turned out, like, I look up the street and, like, 3 or 4 kids are riding their bike back, and one kid's pushing his bike back because I blew up his tire too much.
No.
And it popped, but it sounded like a gunshot. Like, my wife and I were like, oh, my God, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it definitely makes like a huge noise. Like I said, mine was not overinflated, but... And I ended up reaching out to the company because I was like, hey, I want to give you the opportunity to make this right.
Look at you.
Well, it just shouldn't do that.
Right.
I'm like, I see 3 other brands of paddle boards out here that didn't happen with. I was like, but you scared everybody on the beach. I had my kids out on the board like 10 minutes ago. Imagine if I was out at the reef
Right.
and that happened.
What'd the company say? Screw off?
No, we're still going back and forth.
We'll send you a patching kit. We appreciate it.
No, there's no patching this. I took it to see if it could get patched. And even that person was like, yeah, no, this board's toast.
Did you make a New Year's resolution?
I actually did not this year.
I told somebody, they asked me if I made a New Year's resolution, and I said, I didn't. And I think it was Big Al, who's part of our show. He'll be here in a little bit. But Big Al was the one who told me that, like, he's doing more of a leaving it behind. Mm-hmm. And I credited Big Al to that, for that. And so I told this person, I go, I'm not making resolutions, but, like, here's what I'm leaving behind in 2024. And they were like, ooh, I like that better. I agree. Because if you leave something behind, it's easier than setting a goal of trying not to do something or trying to do something and then not hitting that goal.
There is so much pressure involved in a New Year's resolution, quote unquote, and like 95% of people fail on it. So it has such a heaviness to it already, which is why I'm not doing dry January.
Yeah. Here are the Hey, here are the biggest New Year's resolution quits. So these are the most quitted resolutions. Being kinder to others and trying to stay positive.
Jeez.
Nobody can pull that off. Immediately, you give up on that right away.
Ouch.
Saving money and budgeting is a resolution that people set that they never follow through on.
People are like, I'll put some money away. Then they're like, 2 weeks later, you can't take it with you. So I might as well go to the bar tonight or buy the bag or do the thing or book the trip.
Right, exactly. It's hard. You get that paycheck, you get that bonus. You're like, I should save it, but screw it. I'm going to spend it. Supporting local businesses. It's just so dang easy to go online and get your materials or whatever you need from a big box store. That's another one. This one is actually pretty funny. Somebody goes, I'm trying to try as many pasta shapes as possible, but can never do it.
So random.
I know. Take more time for myself mentally and emotionally. Nope. Never happens.
See, I see a lot of people were doing that this year. They're like, this is the year of like rest, relaxation, taking care of myself. And I truly do hope that people stand by that one.
I would love it, but it's on the list of ones that people quit the most. Someone else says, challenging myself to do something I'm not comfortable with, but I always seem to make that resolution and never follow through on it. I always go back to my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And other people say breaking up with a person.
Yeah, not according to National Divorce and Breakup Day.
Make it happen, right? Yeah, I don't know. Resolutions to me are always like, I don't know, they're just gimmicky. They're gimmicky. It's like you try and tell yourself you're going to do something for the right reason. Mm-hmm. Like all those reasons are good reasons, But there's so much interference and so much noise around you that prevents you.
Life happens.
Life
Kids
happens.
happen. Work happens. Family happens.
And you can't keep your resolution. Not to mention, like, I forget also. Like, I grew up Catholic, and one of the things that Catholics did during Lent was you didn't eat meat on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Some diehard Catholics don't eat meat at all for the length of Lent. I would forget. Legit, I would forget that it was Friday or that, like, I wasn't supposed to eat meat.
And then would you give yourself a pardon and go, I'll just start from here on?
No, I would just be like, well, I'll try it again next year.
Oh.
No, oh, yeah. That was it for the year.
Wow.
You know, I'm off and running. Not doing another one. Got a text message from somebody who says that their New Year's resolution is to spend less money, but listening to LauRen makes it harder.
Book the trip.
Because that's you, LauRen.
Book the trip.
All eyes are on the winter weather potential for this weekend, LauRen, in Charlotte and the surrounding areas. But there's so much more happening. Give us a 3 in the QC.
So the sales and consumption of non-alcoholic beer in North Carolina is on the rise, and that is mirroring the nationwide trend, especially during dry January. So Resident Culture has put out a non-alcoholic beer for you.
Ah.
Yeah. CLT got an award that no one really wants. It was bestowed on us by the Center for Economic Accountability. And unfortunately,
we're not economically accountable as a city?
No, there is one specific thing. The award that we got is Worst Economic Development Deal, and it is for Charlotte's $650 million contribution to Bank of America Stadium.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
I'm like, guys, it hasn't even started yet. We haven't seen it. Listen, it's like, I'm going to go back to the shoe thing, right? It's like buying a nice pair of shoes. If it tears up your feet and they're terrible, then you wasted a lot of money. But if they're comfortable and you can wear them all the time and you love them,
it's worth the
then
money.
It was worth the money.
Yeah.
So let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I agree. I think if that study came from outside the city, which it sounds like it did, you don't know the importance of the Panthers and the Bank of America Stadium to not just Charlotte, but both North and South Carolina.
Sure.
And it needs upgrading.
It does need upgrading.
We could have built a new one for like $2 billion maybe, with a roof, bring in a Super Bowl. I get that.
Let's see. Let's just see how it all pans out first.
It's not our money. Talk to the Teppers.
And if you are looking for something to do this week, tomorrow you could cheer on the Charlotte Hornets against the Phoenix Suns at the Spectrum Center. It is also Pride Night.
Great.
So make sure you wear your Pride colors.
Okay, great. We have some cool Hornets Pride gear that they gave us a while back when we hosted that event.
Fans and all kinds of stuff.
All right. Well, look at the time. We are getting closer and closer to Can't Beat LauRen. And it's been the theme of this morning. I had an elective surgery over the holiday, so I laid low. LauRen did the dead opposite. If you watched her social media, you were exhausted from her moving all over. Atlanta, Ballantyne, Florida, Ballantyne, the coast.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Huntersville. I was everywhere.
Which means she wasn't paying attention to pop culture. Now might be the time we can get her. We'll play Can't Beat LauRen in 10 minutes. Got all these lists, whereas we say goodbye to 2024. We talked about the New Year's resolutions that people break the most. I was talking to Cameron, our midday bay, and our program director, and I was just curious. I said, Cam, what was the most requested song on Kiss in 2024? Mm-hmm. And there's ways that we can track that. I was surprised.
Oh.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought it would be like a Jelly Roll song or a Post song or Sabrina Carpenter, but it wasn't.
Oh, Sabrina Carpenter was big last year.
Yeah, it was this one. This was the #1 most requested song on Kiss 95.1 for the year 2024, and it came out during the summer. It's Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather.
Oh.
Which I love. It's a great song, by the way.
Interesting. Unpopular opinion.
What?
Not a huge Eilish fan.
Really?
However, I do like this song.
Yeah, this song's good. The #2 most requested song. Any guesses? Also a female artist.
Did you say Sabrina Carpenter was not in this?
I said Sabrina Carpenter was not #1.
Okay. So I'm going to go with one of the Sabrina Carpenter hits that we played last year because there was like 4.
This was Kiss 95.1's second most requested song of 2024.
Yeah.
Released April 11th, 2024. But Billie Eilish's song was released July 2nd. That's a lot of requests between July 2nd and December 31st for that song.
Sure is.
God, every time I hear this song, I just think of Domingo from Saturday Night Live, that skit. I love that skit with Ariana Grande, where they're doing the bridesmaids thing.
Didn't she even have Domingo at her concert?
Domingo showed up to the actual concert, and
She
handcuffed him. That was her thing. Like, you know, you were arrested for being too hot.
Yeah.
Hello, Sabrina. I am Domingo. I am from Miami. but in the SNL skit's hilarious too, because they're like, day 2, back at the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
She's with Domingo. We don't know where she is. She's with Domingo. All right, let's get someone to play Can't Beat LauRen. 81 straight wins. Does she get a win or a loss on her first game in January 2025? And she's done it for the first time in 2025. She's opened up some sort of food in here that has now stunk up the studio. What did you just crack open? What is it?
That's my breakfast.
What is it?
Egg whites and bacon.
That doesn't smell like bacon or egg whites.
It is. I don't know what to tell you.
Is it fish bacon?
No.
Okay.
All right. Suzanne, Mila, and Aria, welcome to the Maney LauRen Morning Show. Be glad you're not in the studio and you cannot smell that.
Good morning.
How are y'all?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, did we lose them?
No, we shouldn't have.
You guys are on mute.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hi, are you guys there?
We're here.
Okay,
there
we go. All right, you guys are playing Can't Beat LauRen today.
It's the old thing, Suzanne. If you like are gone away from something for a little while, when you come back, it's never the same. You know, like if you broke up with an ex and you got back, you're like, it's not like I remember it. Yeah, for some reason, people touch things on our audio board and it goes away. But anyway.
A little rusty.
Yeah, that's us. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good. Are you ready to play? Happy New Year to you, too.
Let's play Can't Beat LauRen. Suzanne, Mila, and Aria, throw LauRen out of the studio.
Get out, LauRen!
Oh, that's adorable.
I love it. Take your bacon and your egg with you, too. I'm telling you, it smells like fish. I don't know what kind of bacon it is. Yeah, too early for that. All right, Suzanne, here we go. Question number 1. Joe Alwyn is tired of the public's fascination with him and his ex-girlfriend's relationship. She's also the star of the Eras Tour. Her name is?
Taylor Swift.
Good job. Question 2. While her outfit at the Golden Globes stunned, fans were also stunned by the huge diamond on her finger, fueling rumors that her and her boyfriend, Tom Holland, could be engaged. What Dune star are we talking about?
Zendaya.
Nikki Glaser hosted the 2025 Golden Globe Awards and kicked things off with an 11-minute killer monologue. Nikki was also featured as a roaster for this former NFL quarterback.
Oh.
What popular quarterback could that be?
Gosh, I know nothing about football.
Well, think about a popular quarterback who is like mainstream. 3, 2,
Patrick Mahomes.
1. Okay, not a bad guess. Jason Momoa is bringing back his role as this superhero for the new Supergirl movie, which will hit theaters next year. Who does he play?
Dang it. Who's Jason Aquaman.
And question 5. Despite making a joke about Botox at the 36th annual Palm Springs International Film Festival, this Wicked star says she's been Botox clean for 4 years now.
Ariana Grande.
All right, come on in, LauRen. They did okay.
Okay.
They took a guess at one of them, didn't get it right, but they got 4 correct.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Let's see how you do, Rusty. Suzanne, did you travel at all during the holidays?
We didn't. We had family actually come visit us.
Yeah, that's the smart move. LauRen had that. Family came visited her like 3 or 4 times, but then she also jumped around when they weren't there. So let's see where her brain is at this morning and if she knows anything about pop culture anymore. Joe Alwyn is tired of the public's fascination with he and his ex-girlfriend's relationship. She is also the star of the Eras Tour.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is correct. They knew that one. It's 1-1. He came out and made comments about it and said, hey, you need to move on from relationships. It's the best thing to do for your brain. While her outfit at the Golden Globes stunned, fans were also stunned by the huge diamond ring on her finger, fueling rumors that maybe her and her boyfriend Tom Holland could be engaged. What Dune star are we talking about?
Zendaya?
That is correct. And I watched her in Challenger over the break, the tennis movie. Boy, that is have you seen that?
I started watching it. I haven't finished.
It is a psychological
I
thriller.
know.
Yeah, oh, crazy. Nikki Glaser, it's not a lot about tennis. Let's put it that way. Nikki Glaser hosted the 2024 Golden Globe Awards and kicked things off with a killer 11-minute monologue. Nikki was also featured on this former NFL star's roast.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's the answer we were looking for. Tom Brady. They went the other way. They said Patrick Mahomes. Not a bad guess, but we were looking for Brady. So it is 3-2 Ren. And Jason Momoa is bringing back his role as this superhero for the new Supergirl movie, which will hit theaters next week. Who does Momoa play? 3,
I know this.
2,
No, you don't.
1. No, she didn't get it in.
God, I hate superheroes.
Suzanne knew it. Aquaman is the answer we were looking for.
I do know that.
All right.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Tied at 3. There
Okay.
you go. There's the
All
rust.
right.
Despite making a joke about Botox at the 36th annual Palm Springs International Film Fest, this Wicked star says she's been Botox clean for 4 years now.
I do know this. It's Ariana Grande.
They knew that one as well. So, had you gotten them all right, Suzanne, and didn't miss stupid Tom Brady, then you would have been a champ and LauRen would have started at 0 again. But ties stay with the house, which means LauRen gets win number 82.
All right. What do you guys say?
Bye.
Play by the rules.
Yeah.
Mila and Aria.
Say Mila and Aria, and we can't beat LauRen.
We're Mila and Aria. We can't beat Roulette.
Thanks for playing, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year.
We've had lots of good conversations so far this morning. LauRen scared the crap out of somebody on the beach.
And not out of someone, out of everyone on the beach.
That's true. I said someone. I meant everyone. You're right.
My paddleboard exploded.
People thought there was a gunshot or an explosion. We talked about the Golden Globes. Nikki Glaser did a great job of hosting and said some funny stuff about Timothée Chalamet with the help of Adam Sandler. Come on in here, Big Al. I want to talk to you about why you're blocking your family from your phone, mostly the kids in his family. And then we just heard a little while ago from an anonymous caller who said that she got a tennis bracelet as a gift from her boss over the holidays last year and has been having an affair with the boss who's married for the last year. And she's like, it's going to end somehow, but it's so hot, I don't want it to end.
Scandy.
If you missed anything, go grab it wherever you listen to your podcast. Just search the Maney and LauRen Morning Show replay, and you'll find it there. Big Al, hello. Happy New Year, buddy.
Good morning. How are y'all doing today?
We're good.
How was your break?
Honestly, I was chilling. I was in and out of the office, vibing. It was real laying low.
Quiet.
Yeah. Except
It actually was quiet.
Except there was a ghost in the Maney and LauRen Morning Show studio. Big Al texted us a couple days after Christmas and goes, y'all, the YouTube live is on. So the YouTube live stream was going on for like 2 days before we noticed and shut it off.
And, well, we couldn't even shut it off remotely from where we
Right.
were. I tried to do it remotely. and
Nobody was
then-
here
Yeah.
to shut it off.
I was like, I guess it's a ghost.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's making sense to me.
I mean, if it was a ghost, it at least could have shown up on camera so that we could have gotten the views
I
of
wonder,
a ghost. But LauRen's going to
Getting
go
on the
look and
internet.
see if
She was
there's
like,
any orbs.
Well, no, I just want to see. Wouldn't that be freaky?
That's where our psychic medium friend Jessica Maingum sits.
You know what?
Now,
We should call her up.
Yeah.
Girl, what was that about?
I just wanted to see if we got the hits.
you're right. Instead of calling the IT department to find out why our live stream was on for 24 straight hours, we should have called Jessica Maingum.
She probably would have got that thing to go off immediately.
So Big Al told us that the kids in your family, your cousins, they all got cell phones.
My nieces.
Your nieces?
Yeah.
They all got cell phones?
And I love it for them.
How old are they?
8 and 12.
Yeah, see, Dean's 11 and wants one, and we're just not ready to go there yet. We gave him an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And I'm just not ready to go there yet with a full phone with him.
8's a little early for me.
I got my first phone when I was at 8. So I was like, I get that feeling.
Yeah, sure. Everybody's
you know what I'm
different.
saying? Turn up. But see, I had a track phone. This little girl got an iPhone, so she be like airdropping and sending emojis and FaceTiming. So I'm like, okay, niece. Now that's a bit much. Like, and ain't y'all supposed to be in school and stuff? I know
So
I don't know. I know
wait.
now. I'm like, girl, I'm about to block you.
So the reason why you want to block your niece is because she is busy dropping and texting and sending you a bunch of stuff.
Playing on my
Uncle
phone.
Al.
Playing on my phone.
See, but don't you think that adds to the defense of the fact that maybe 8 is a little too early?
You know,
I don't know if one has to do with the other. I think they just like Uncle Al.
No.
same.
But wait, is it the 12-year-old who's airdropping you and texting you at all times
See,
now?
she
too?
learned because I blocked her the first time, and when they got phones this time, I said, you know what? I'm gonna remove the blocks, and we're gonna move accordingly.
Well,
But now I see Miss 8. She might have to get her block back.
Somebody texted in and said they blocked their aunt because their aunt sends a lot of political texts.
I mean, I get sometimes a family member, you have to be like, you know what? Maybe I'll put you on this soft block. Maybe not a full block. Maybe a soft block.
Soft block. Like, just, you
nice
don't really
mute.
block them. You just ignore them.
A good mute. You know?
I have a lot of people on social media soft blocked, like a lot of family members. To the
Really?
point, yeah, you can't make a comment on, or I lifted it, but now it's just for specific people. But you used to not be able to comment on my actual like Facebook page. It would go to a queue, so you would think it wasn't going through. But really, I'd get like 12 notifications that you're trying to post something political on my page, and I would just delete.
That's interesting. And you also have this thing with your family where you guys talk to each other. It's like an audio.
Oh, it's a
Like, remember we used to use HeyTell back in the day?
yeah.
Hey, Till, what is that?
Oh, we'll show you. HeyTell was the thing back in like 2016.
And now there's a video version of it called Marco Polo that we use.
Yeah, and people
Y'all are cutting edge on technology. I don't know none of this.
wait till we tell your niece about Marco Polo.
Oh, she gonna blow you up for sure.
Let's do this though. Where are the big owls in the world? Who out there has a family member blocked? Not soft blocked, like you full on block them on socials and they can't text you. And what's the reason why? I'm not sure we're gonna find anybody else who's savage to block family members.
Do you want social media or you want phone numbers blocked?
I would imagine if you're blocking their cell phone number so they can't text you, you're also not following them on socials. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. Our buddy Big Al says both nieces got new phones, and since they got the new phones, they've been blowing up Uncle Al.
Mm-hmm.
So, Al, you're now considering blocking them.
Chop and block. Yep. Yes.
And what are they sending you?
It just be like random stuff. It'll be emojis. It'll be like a voice message. Hey, little girl. Like, thank you.
They like you, though. They want to interact with you.
I love them a lot.
That's funny.
However, comma.
We wanted to know what family members you have blocked. Someone texted in and said they blocked all the in-laws, all of them. Someone else says, I blocked my 24-year-old daughter. She goes on rants complaining about everything, so I just blocked her.
And protect your peace.
That's right.
Someone says, I blocked my mother-in-law because I noticed they stopped calling and FaceTiming with my children. And they're just watching them grow up through social media posts.
Oh, that stinks.
Someone says, I blocked my brother and his wife on the phone and social media. Haven't talked to them in years. It's too long of a story to explain, but they're blocked. Let's say good morning to... this is Nikki. Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Nikki, who do you have blocked?
So I don't have anyone blocked, but my grandmother has my mom blocked.
Ooh.
And she won't unblock her until she goes and sees her in person.
Where does Grandma live?
So Grandma lives in Columbus, Georgia, and the only reason she's blocked is because my mom will drive to Mississippi 2 times last year technically, to go see my cousin play at Ole Miss College, but won't take the drive to go see my mom for a weekend in Georgia.
Feels like maybe football is a little bit more important than
Granny trying to stand on business.
Yeah.
She said, you got to come see me.
And Nikki, are you caught in the middle of this family drama?
Am I ever? My mom's like, tell Grandma you need a bag of rice and bring it to me. And I'm like, well, you just need to write Grandma a letter. And then any gift that is sent to my grandmother from my mother is handed back to me to be re-delivered back to my mother.
Oh,
That's a
Grandma
lot.
mad. She's mad.
That's a lot.
Holy cow. Oh, my gosh. All right, Nikki, thanks. We appreciate you sharing. You're like Little Red Riding Hood going back and forth between
Seriously.
Grandma and Mom. I love it. All right.
I know.
Have a great day, Nikki. We appreciate you. All right, coming up in just a little bit, I got pulled over by a citizen over the break, LauRen. I'll explain. So I got pulled over, well, technically, by a citizen, not a police officer.
Okay.
Not like a full citizen's arrest, but it was weird. So let me explain. I was cruising, going to pick up lunch over the break to bring back, going to get some sandwiches, and I'm at a traffic light, and I hear a horn. And I hear the horn again. I'm like, well, they're not beeping at me because I'm not first in line. It was like almost like the, hey, the light turned green horn.
Okay. Like yeah. It's a friendly honk.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's not me because there's like 3 cars in front of me, and I'm in the line here. And then next thing you know, the light turns green, and I hear the horn, and I'm like, where is that coming from? It's not on the radio. Like, I turned the radio down. It wasn't on the radio. And I'm like, where is it coming from? I'm driving. Next thing you know, I look in my rearview mirror, and I see lights flashing.
Ooh. The
headlights flashing, and I'm like, it's a black, it looks like a black Camaro or like one of those boxy looking cars that looks like it would be an unmarked cop car.
Maybe it could be an undercover cop.
Yeah, it's like an unmarked cop car, right? So I pull over to the side, like there's a turning lane and nobody's in it. So I pull over to the side and the car gets behind me. And I'm like, this dude's pulling me over. I go, what did I do? I'm starting to think now. I'm starting to sweat.
You're like, did I cut him off a couple lights back? Like,
right?
Slam on my brakes.
I haven't even picked up my sandwiches yet, so it's not like I shoplifted those out. I'm like, what's going on? I'm on my way. So next thing you know, LauRen, the car stops behind me, and I'm at the right-hand turn lane, and the car is just sitting there, and it's going, heh, 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 heh.
What?
I come to realize I then make the right-hand turn and pull into a parking lot, and the car goes around me. Then I get behind him, and I drive a little bit. I then realize that it's their car alarm, and the car alarm is broken. They can't shut the car alarm off.
So the car's driving?
Yes. And the lights are flashing, and the horns are honking. Honk your horn, flash your lights. You know how we do that on the show? Yeah, that's what was happening. It was one honk after another. It was just... and the lights were flashing. So I wonder how many other people felt like I felt, like they were getting pulled over.
I'm sure a lot. He's got to go home and detach the battery and let it reset, I guess?
Something like that. Yeah, it wasn't easy. And it was a newer model. Al, you have one of those newer Camaros, don't you? Oh, you have the Charger. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm saying Camaro, but I think it was a Charger. Listen, I'm manly in a lot of sports things. I don't know much about cars. So, yeah, I think it was the Charger. And have you ever set the alarm off so that the lights flash and the horn honks? Yeah, right.
But not while you're driving.
No. But it's hilarious. Like, LauRen's right. There's got to be something where they must have been hitting the key fob. I would think that would be the first thing you do.
I would think it would be probably an aftermarket alarm system, and like the two aren't working together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nobody gets aftermarket alarms anymore. These cars are so digital now.
I know.
If you break down and call AAA, they send over a computer expert rather than a mechanic, you know? Yeah, I know. I speak the truth. But, man, I was nervous. I was like, this car's pulling me over. And I realized it was their car alarm, and they drove around me and kept driving. Going back to my story real quick where I was talking about how there was a car behind me, like a Charger, and it was black, and it had the lights flashing and the horn honking, and I thought it was a cop, so I pulled over. And then when I made a right into a parking lot, he drove around me and kept driving. So I got behind him, and I'm like, what is the deal? And then I realized that the car alarm was broken, and they were driving with basically the car alarm on.
Yeah.
So people were like, yeah, that happens. It's a lot of issues, and LauRen's right. You have to disconnect the battery. Somebody else says if they have the breathizo, the car that they need to blow and start the car, the blow and go, if you've been busted for too many DUIs and you miss blowing the car, the alarm will do that automatically. I don't know if that's what they had to do, but I know that for a fact.
Oh, it's all starting to make sense now.
I don't know. Listen, I don't want to say that that's what it was, but there was some reason why they were driving the car with the alarm on, and their key fob wasn't working to shut it off. So that's... And they had to know. It was so loud. They had to know it was them and their car. Hey, today's National Left-Handers Day. Give a bell to the left-handers out there.
Anybody on the show left-handed? No, right? We're all righties.
Yeah, I think everybody's righty. Celebrating the 1 in 10 people who are just a little bit lefty, and they have things just a little bit harder in life. These are the things that are very, very right-handed designed.
Oh, scissors
with
have to be
no
on
left-handers in. Well, the left-handers have their own scissors. They're the green handle ones.
I know, but it's so hard to use a right-handed scissor if you're left-handed.
Zippers on jeans. The flap covering the zipper is on the left, so it's nearly impossible to zip with your left hand.
Oh.
How about that?
Okay.
Credit card machines. The swiper is always on the right. And if there's a pen, it's tethered to the right side of the machine, just like the pens at the banks. Good luck being a lefty. Measuring cups. If you hold one in your left hand, you're stuck measuring in millimeters instead of ounces. So for National Left-Handers Day, this is the way you get screwed, lefties. Car fobs. We were just talking about them. The kind of key that opens like a knife. The button is always set up for righties. Lefties have to open the key upside down.
Yeah.
Microwaves, if you push the button to open with your left hand, the door is going to hit you in the arm.
If you flip the world and made all the right-hand things left-handed, the rest of us would be screwed.
I think you're right. It's crazy. I never thought of this. Rulers and tape measures. If you use a tape measure left-handed, the numbers are upside down.
Mm-hmm. I would assume that if you're a lefty, then you just come up knowing certain things.
Yeah.
You know, that you're going to have to use it upside down. You adapt.
But I mean, like, it's true, though. Like, I never thought of the microwave one. If you're lefty and you go, do you use your... Can we get a lefty on the phone? Lauren and I have questions for your life. And are you mad? Hey, someone says playing cards. A lot of them only have numbers in 2 of the 4 corners, so you can't see them. If you're left-handed, you can't see them.
That would be really annoying.
Right?
The way that you spread the cards out, you'd have to do it backwards if you're a lefty.
Power tools. The handle to pull down like a saw, like a skill saw, is on the right. If you want to use it lefty, you got to cross your arms over each other and over the blade. It's not safe at all.
No, there's got to be a left-handed version. It's like scissors. You mean to tell me they make a pair of scissors for left-handers, but not a power saw? That seems extremely dangerous.
So now we're really honing in. Now we need a left-handed carpenter to call the show. Our phones are filled with lefties. We just told you that it's National Left-Handers Day. But the world is really designed for righties, like the zipper on the jeans.
Mm-hmm.
The flap covering the zipper is on the left, so it's nearly impossible to zip with your left hand. Let's check in with these lefties, Lauren, and see if the struggle is real. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Hey, Jess, what's hard for you to do as a lefty?
So I do a lot of data entry at work, and the number pad on my keyboard is on the right.
You're right. It is. On everybody's keyboard.
Yeah.
So anytime I type in numbers, I have to do that. And also, I like to sew, and sewing machines are the most right-handed thing in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, and you got to be careful, or you're going to cut yourself.
Yeah, I have done that a couple of times. I've slipped because I'm using my right hand.
Yeah. Yeah, what about the microwaves? That was interesting. If you push the button to open with your left hand, the door hits your arm.
Yes, I have done that a couple of times.
So do you just learn to make your right hand stronger?
Kind of, or I adapt to use my left hand. Like, all of my coworkers are right-handed, and we share a desk sometimes. And so I'll move the mouse to the left so that I can use it more comfortably. And then they come out and they're like, you were here.
Thanks, Jess. Ellen, good morning. Ellen?
Oh, hi.
Hey.
You're 1 in the 10. You're 1 in 10 people are lefty.
I am. And, just like the last caller, I've learned to adapt with a lot of things.
That's what I figured.
But I do have, an embarrassing story growing up. All the desks in school were, right-handed desks. And my mom, went into the school all mad because, they needed to accommodate for a lefty. And
when you say right-handed desk, you mean, it's one of those half desks that you sit into and okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lefty side. Right, okay.
No. And so instead of buying me an actual left-hand desk, they just flipped it upside down. So I had, gum.
Ew.
Stuff on my desk. So I just adapted, and it got more comfortable. I could just like lay down and write, like lean onto my right.
I mean,
I can't believe they flipped the desk over and thought that was the answer.
Thanks, Ellen.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
crazy.
I hope your mom went back up.
And by the way, this segment is for righties. Like, we're letting the lefties complain, but the righties out there, you guys have no idea how easy we have it, right, Scotty?
Yeah, for the most part, you do adapt. I think the one that no one's mentioned yet, or I haven't heard, in the English language, we write left to right. So in school, I would go home and my hand would look like it was bruised all over it because you always smudge the lead when you write.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Because you're dragging your hand over the writing.
Or you have to write, like, upside down. I've seen lefties do that, too.
Yeah. Scotty, have you ever used a skill saw?
Yeah, I learned to do that right-handed. Most of the things I just learned to do right-handed for me.
That's hard.
So I've become semi-ambidextrous. The weird one, it's not difficult, but you never notice how many mugs are designed to be held right-handed. And what I mean by that is they only have, like, the funny saying or the logo on one side. So it's like when you hold it left-handed, it's just for you.
Yeah.
It's so
okay.
funny.
That's like an inside joke that's just made for you.
And it's legit so funny that Scotty brought that up because on my list of things that suck for left-handers was the novelty coffee cup thing, but I didn't understand it. So I didn't say it. But,
and now you do.
Scotty, you just explained it. We appreciate it. Thank you. Paula, you're our last call on this. Hi, lefty friend.
Hello.
How is it to drive? It's got to be hard. What if you're driving like a stick shift? I mean, and it's a mess for you. I would have to think.
Actually, my first car was a stick shift.
Yeah, how do you do it?
You just kind of learn to adapt with your right hand. Steer with the left.
I can't do anything lefty, LauRen.
I can actually drive a stick shift, but I'm a bad right-handed driver. Could you imagine me as a left-hander driving, trying to work a stick shift? I would be in a ditch in 3 seconds.
No, and then here's Paula driving, and guess where the radio is? What side's the radio on? The right-hand side.
Right.
So you learn how to use it. Now,
blinkers are on the right.
Yeah. The computer that I use to play music and commercials and stuff is on my left-hand side. And that's weird for me. And there's a mouse over here, too. I don't use the mouse. I just use the touch screen. So I'm a little like you guys because I've learned how to adapt to the left. But it sucks, doesn't it, Paula?
Yeah, a little bit. My cabinet, I actually had switched to open the opposite way when we moved in because I couldn't stand. Everything is built right-handed. So I had my husband actually take them off, get new ones, and put them on for left-handed.
Who knew? Well, happy National Left-Handers Day, Paula, to you and everyone else. We appreciate you chiming in.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a great day, and Happy New Year.
Hey, it's LauRen from the Maney LauRen Morning Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and like this video. But if you want to see more content, we've got stunts and more funny show moments.